TheoTrade presentation. A little bit of a risk disclosure. So we're not financial advisors. We're not a broker dealer. And I spent the previous 15 years of my career before we started TheoTrade. I spent about 15 years of my career, part of it in the trading world, but I spent 15 years specifically inside of the brokerage business, both Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade, which you'll talk about. I'm out, people. I'm out of the contest. I am out of the brokerage world officially. Here's a copyright disclaimer. This is ours. This is not yours. Listen, we have offices in Scottsdale, Arizona. Anybody familiar? A couple people here might actually reside somewhere in Arizona. We have offices in Scottsdale. It's official. I haven't been there in about a year now. So I currently reside in the U.S. Virgin Islands. Very specifically, I reside in St. Croix. And we moved down here now. It's been close to 5 months, and I got to tell you, I don't think I'm ever going back. If you ever need to get a hold of me after today, by the way, if you guys want, we can flip the camera around and actually show you what St. Croix looks like. We've got great views from here, but look, this is actually the gym, which I will eventually convert to my official office here. Anyway, with that, if you ever need to get a hold of us after today, and I want you guys to be able to get a hold of us after today, that stuff's important to me because I feel like, in this industry, everybody is like totally inaccessible. Right here, just hit me at support@theotrade.com. Listen, that's a common inbox. And with a common inbox, just put my name in the heading, just put Don, go to support@theotrade.com, and it will get to me. So by all means, if you have questions, follow-ups after this, just go to support@theotrade.com. We'll get you resolved. Listen, this is why you're here today. So you're here today, obviously, to learn, but I like to always kind of reiterate this whenever I do one of these webinars, especially during the trading session. Listen, I want you to be able to walk away with some very definitive knowledge, something that you can use in the market, something that's tangible right here, right now. So we're going to talk a little bit about selling options premium in this current market environment. A lot has changed in the market environment just recently. Like you can taste it, you can feel it. Volatility is back up though again. You're going to learn how and where you can actually find the edge as a retail trader. You're going to learn to reap the benefits of high probability trades while learning, and I'm actually going to exploit some areas very few people are kind of aware of, and that is surrounding the sale of options. You're going to find out which products are going to make some of the most viable candidates and which products are a recipe for disaster. So if one person types in there like AMC, GameStop, listen, those are the recipe for hideous and unrelenting moves. That's it. The volatility is almost 1,000% this morning inside of GameStop. Find out how to sell options in high volatility or low volatility without necessarily substantiating more risk. So those are a lot of aspects we're going to cover today. Next thing, for those of you, you're tuned in today, you got to stay with us right until the end of the webcast. We're going to provide you a free gift. There is an indicator that I use continuously for the sale of options premium, and it's an SPX expected move indicator. And we will give you a link to this particular indicator. And it's literally, it's like an indicator that has just changed the way that we view markets. That indicator is a $497 value. I'm telling you, hang with us right to the end of the webcast, and I will give you a link for accessibility to this particular indicator. This is the indicator. It is now, it's over 3 years of my hand-drawn expected moves. In fact, you know what? It just doesn't do it like, it doesn't do it when I show it on a non-dynamic. Listen, this is a live market, right? Here we are, we're in a live market right now. And again, I know my camera's over here. I've got monitors pretty much surrounding me here. I know you guys can't see that, but there's monitor 1, monitor 2, monitor 3. Okay, I've got another, separate system over here. Anyway, that's why I'm kind of looking around. What I want you to focus on for just a second, this is the SPX, okay? And there's a line on the bottom of your screen here inside of the SPX. You see it right there? That's the expected move indicator for this week. More appropriately, that's the expected move for today. So that is literally where we stopped on the button, people, to the penny, We stopped there and reverted. You got to understand, this is almost a $4,000 product. Okay. We stopped at 37.67. My line is drawn at 37.67.81, and the low was 37.67.10. So it's imperative that people understand what this indicator happens to be. And again, it's critical, especially today. It doesn't mean we can't go above or below these particular levels. It's what the option market depicts risk to be, and it's just an unbelievable indicator to use to get a feel for when you should be selling premium, okay, and when you shouldn't. And again, that's one of the things that I want to leave you with a couple of thoughts like that. So onward and upward, a couple of housekeeping items. Housekeeping. Listen, this is a skill set today, and I'm going to throw some big concepts at you. And I know that some of you, is anybody here sitting there trading right now? Come on, people admitting it's the first step today. So if you're sitting there trading, listen, I'm a trader. I come from a family of traders. We'll talk about in a moment. I get it. Seriously, when I start talking about the sale of premium, pay very close attention. You're going to pick up some aspects here that elude most people in this business. So I'm telling you, shut the door, turn off Skype chat, get rid of Facebook completely. Its earnings are after the close today, but that's not trading at zero. So my hopes and dreams have not come true yet. Put your phones on silent mode. Definitely kick out the kids. Again, you took the time to be here. Focus, because I'm going to throw some really cool stuff at you today. And again, I'm going to make this very dynamic with what's going on in the market today. This is a little bit about me. For those of you that are brand new, anybody here brand new? Anybody brand new? It's kind of cool. I don't usually use the camera, but I figured, what the hell? Everybody's seen a gym before, right? You can see my chair. By the way, the other thing is, I don't mind saying this, I'm wireless over here, so I may move around the room, walk, talk, chew gum all at the same time. That's why I keep the camera a little bit away from my screen, because I get a little crazy when I move around. I have to stand up most of the days when I trade too. So here's a little bit about me. If you're unfamiliar with who, Don Kaufman happens to be, I love speaking of myself in the third party. George likes his chicken spicy. Anyway, if you're familiar with me, great. If you're not, a bit about me. I actually grew up around trading. I had family that were traders back in the 1970s. Anyway, you grow up around that, and it's kind of hard to avoid it. I didn't do a degree, like there's no degree in market making, So I did a degree, ironically, in molecular genetics. You want fries with that? Anyway, I grew up around traders. And it's kind of tough not to get involved when you see like family members making hundreds of millions of dollars. My uncle started a firm in the 70s called O'Connor and Associates. He sold it to the Swiss bank in 1992. It was a multi-billion-dollar deal. In 98, just a few weeks out of college, I got an invitation to go to Chicago. Started trading in Chicago in 98. I never left. About 2 to 3 years after I started trading, I got another invitation, and that was to work at a startup brokerage firm called Thinkorswim. And I got to tell you, that was a wild time in my life. I was 24 years old when I started working at a startup firm called Thinkorswim, and I ran, at the time, was our second largest division, which is education. So I went on to actually build the entire education division of Thinkorswim. I actually worked a lot on the trading application itself and development of the trading application. I then stayed on in the executive team. We took the company public. We were acquired by TD Ameritrade. I then went on to run TD Ameritrade's education. And that's, again, kind of the rest is history there. One of the things, though, that I always reiterate, and people don't really get this, I watched order flow for 15 years, and that's in very large part of why I'm here. And basically what that means is I got to see everything that people did. We at both Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade had the full-blown access to the largest client order flow in the entire industry, bar none. Meaning on the retail side, if you traded back in anywhere from 2001 to basically to today, there's a high probability I got to see your order flow. And by seeing that, we studied it. We knew everything about retail traders. If you sold covered calls, we could tell you how many people made money in covered calls. We could tell you how many people sold iron condors and were profitable over a series of iron condors. If you name a particular options-based strategy, stock and option strategy, we knew in detail what was working and what wasn't. The only issue, regulatory hurdles and so forth, was ridiculous. So I left in 2015, and I'll be really specific. Everybody always asks me, why'd you leave TD Ameritrade? Because I had a 5-year lockup had a 5-year lockup. So they acquired us, locked up for 5 years, and basically 5 years and a day later, I left. And that's actually when we founded TheoTrade. And we took a lot of the knowledge of what we learned at both Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade to what we do here. And a lot of that you're going to see today. I still do a bunch of media appearances. I'm really close to everybody still at TD Ameritrade, which of course is now Charles Schwab. This is the last time I was in Chicago, which was all the way back in 2019. I'll still do a couple of CNBC appearances every time, now and again. Obviously, this is the most memorable. I've been in CNBC enough times where I can't even remember any of the guests that I was on with, but pitted against Kevin O'Leary, some good stuff. All right, let's jump into it. Learning to sell options. So we're going to talk a little bit about options today. Everybody all right with that? Everybody all right with that? Okay. Yeah, imagine that a Chicago guy in the trading world. I've never seen that before. By the way, I was a Chicago guy, but I actually lived in Arizona. Call me an Arizona guy. And now call me a US Virgin Island guy. I'm out, people. Go to a small island and during like a pandemic and tell me if you're going to leave. It's kind of tough. Anyway, learning to sell options. Listen, a lot of people, and I want to make this interactive. And by the way, when I say interactive, I'm looking down at this monitor because I'm actually reading some of the comments in here, right? So a lot of people kind of hear through the grapevine, you should sell options, okay? But it's a way to make money. But have you experimented with it? Like if you've experimented with it, you're going to know that selling options, all right, you can make money, but there's risk involved. Like today's session, I'm designing this session to kind of separate myths from like real risks, fact from fiction. I'm going to get into where you can actually make money in this business selling options. And like I get what people have done trading options before. Like I get it. Okay. You sell options and you make money, and you sell options and you make money, and then you sell options and you make money, and then you're like, I'm going to be the next Warren Buffett. This crap actually works, and then you just get a little bit bigger and you increase the account size a little more contracts, and then what happens? Yeah, you take just this absolutely horrific loss. Don't worry, we're going to focus on that today. The other aspect: do not panic. If you know nothing about options, okay, this session's okay for you. I want you to understand that if you know nothing, who here knows nothing? Come on, who knows nothing, right? There's a lot of people on today. Nobody ever wants to admit anything, right? So I know nothing, okay? If you know nothing about options, it's okay. I want you to be able to grasp concepts, probability risk. Don't worry about like all the little nuances. However, for those of you that are experienced, you do want to grab some of the nuances because that's important. All right, so we're going to dive in here a little bit. Next in the docket, there's a lot of different facets of selling premium, and one of the things I want to clarify right now: selling premium is selling options. First of all, let's clarify that. I always call it the sale of premium, okay? But you can also call it like short options, right? Short calls, short puts, selling naked, credit spreads, delta neutral trading, iron condors. By the way, I could go on for a half an hour here, I'm not kidding, of how many different ways you can say the exact same thing, right? I mean, literally how many different ways you could say the exact same thing. Selling premium can be used to create bullish positions. It can be creating bearish positions. We can also do what we call net neutral positions. So from today's focus though, again, all of these, like if you've ever heard of delta neutral trading and you're like, oh man, he sold naked, it's so scary. All of this refers to having sold premium, okay? But what you will learn today, selling premium, and I want to stress this right off the bat. Everything you learn about options, okay? It's not about just like, I need to know the right option to trade, okay? That's a big portion to this. When it comes down to it, and this session today is called Selling Premium and Minimizing Risk. Those that survive, those that make money selling premium, okay, understand that there's more than just click a button, sell it, and go, I hope it's gonna work. That crap isn't gonna work. You have to be able to minimize risk, or what we term mitigate risk. Probability and profitability. So the basis, okay, for today's, let's start off with this. Trading is based on probability. Whether you like it or not, trading is always going to be based on probability. It doesn't matter whether you're trading stocks, whether you're trading options, whether you're trading futures. In some way, shape, or form, okay, I can break down what you've done in this business mathematically. I can break it all down mathematically, and I can break it down specifically into probabilities, okay? You and I can both, like, we can create trades all day long with a 90% probability of success. Now, one of the things I want to point out right off the bat is people come to TheoTrade and they shoot me emails. I mean, we answer, we have 6,000 active clients in TheoTrade, 6,000, just under 6,000 active clients in TheoTrade. And we get emails constantly from, people that are coming into TheoTrade. And one of the questions I get all the time, and it kills me. And I just want to address this right now, is people actually ask me, hey, looking at your portfolio, what's your probability of success? And I immediately, like, by the way, I don't mind. This is no holds barred trading. You want to see my portfolio? There you go. Which one? Okay. Want to see this one? This is an IRA. Want to see my IRA? Go for it. Okay. I mean, listen, every single position. When I say this is no holds barred, this is trading. At TheoTrade, we show you everything. And if you are they live accounts? No, don't worry, we're going to fire off some positions. We're going to find out real quick. This though is a portfolio that I discuss on a day-to-day basis. And in this portfolio, people always say, well, what's your probability of success in there? Okay, time out. That is the wrong question. I can create 90% trades all day long. That doesn't make you profitable. Okay, listen, you could take an actual like primate, and you could put a primate in this seat. I'm not far from one. You could put a primate in this seat, and you could say, monkey trade. And that monkey could probably give you a 90% probability. All you have to do is basically open up any option chain. Seriously, go over here to what's called probability OTM. That means probability out of the money. Forget about where the market is. Okay, scroll. Would you like a 90% probability? Look at this. There's a 90% probability trade. I'm a winner. I'm a winner 90% of the time. So 90% of the time, okay, you're going to make money in that trade. Again, ask the right question. Never ask me what my, what's the probability of success in your positions? Oh, really, really high, 90%. I can make it 95 if you want. Probability alone doesn't make you money. You got to remember that. Markets are always a trade-off. And they always have been. Markets are always a series of trade-offs. Higher probability, like if you say I want 90% probability, you're like, yeah, man, that sounds good. It sounds really good at the cocktail party. How often are you right, Don? I go, 90% of the time. And they go, man, that guy, he's sharp. That's not sharp. It means nothing. Okay? It means nothing there. You can be right 90% of the time, though, and still lose money. And I'll tell you something. When you lose money, when you're right 90% of the time, you lose money, you lose big. So where can you find edge? I mean, that's what people are really here for. Like, where can you find edge, right? I mean, that's what you want to do. So good, because we're going to show you exactly that. So 90% of the time, let's talk a little bit about some specifics in here. Okay, discovering probability and premium selling tactics. So I'm going to start with a very simplistic example, and this is where I'm going to hunker down. I'm going to hunker down, and I've got my my special little drawing tool over here, and I'm going to take you through just a series of really, really simple ideas in terms of selling premium. So we're going to go out there, okay, and we're going to look at this stock, and the stock is trading right smack at 50 bucks. I just wanted to make it easy, right? So are we going to own the stock? No. Okay. Are we going to do anything with the stock? No, I'm not going to own the stock. I want nothing to do with the stock. I just don't care about the stock. I'm just going to go sell premium. What premium am I going to sell? I don't know. Let's come up here. And when I look at a distribution curve, like, let me ask this. Okay. You can go up here. What's up here? Let's say we can go up to 60 bucks. Okay. And we can go down to 40 bucks, right? Now this is just a normal distribution. I think it's a great way to represent the markets. I think it's kind of a cool way to take you through an example. And you go, well, what's the probability of getting up here? And what's the probability of getting down there? Okay. And the answer is, well, roughly the same. But the crazy thing is when you go up, it kind of takes a long time to get up there. But if we crash, you'd be like, oh, here we are down at 30 overnight, right? So the first example I want to give you, is we're going to go out, and I just want you to assume, and again, I'm not suggesting this trade, but I just want to assume we're going to go out and we're going to sell, okay, a 60 call, okay? We're going to go out and we're going to sell a 60 call, and that's it. And we're going to sell it, and we're going to collect exactly $1. So I'm going to take this down below over here, and I'm just going to write this down. We're just going to sell a 60 call. And because I sold a 60 call, I'm going to collect $1. Now, time out. There's a lot of people that have absolutely no experience with options. They have no idea what a call happens to be. So let's review a little bit. What's a 60 call? Well, a 60 call, if you buy it, gives you the right to buy the stock at 60. So do I want the right to buy the stock at 60? No, I'm not buying the right to buy the stock at 60. I'm selling the right for somebody else to take my stock from me at 60, but I don't even own any stock. So you're like, whoa, wait. A 60 call, what does it give you the right to do? If you're a buyer, it gives you the right to buy the stock at 60. But if you're a seller, it gives somebody else the right to take stock from you at what? 60. What happens if you don't own stock? You're like, ruh-roh, raggy. Okay. If you don't own stock, you could be in trouble. Listen, in options markets, and this is kind of weird, in options markets, you can be both a buyer and you could be a seller, right? So in options markets, it could be a buyer or a seller. And people go, well, how did I sell something I never ever owned? You're selling yourself in this case into an obligation. So what are you? You are obligated to give somebody stock at 60 should they call upon you. So what happens in this trade? Well, let's look at this from a probability point of view. What's the probability point of view? First of all, right now we're at 50 bucks. By the way, teaching this isn't where the edge is. First, we got to understand this. Then we're actually going to get to where edge is. But here, we're currently at 50 bucks. What can this stock do? The stock can stay flat. If the stock stays flat, what happens to the 60 call? What happens to it? Anybody? Okay. Well, that call in options is good for a period of time. In this case, we're going to say that thing is good for 1 month. Now, it could be good for a week, it could be for a month, it could be for a year. But in this case, we'll make it good for a month. If that stock is flat 1 month from now, you get to keep the $1. Ooh, I get to keep $1. Okay. What happens if the stock goes down? Well, if the stock goes down, what happens to this option? It expires what? Anybody know? Worthless. That thing expires worthless. So if it expires worthless, what happens? Oh, I get to keep my $1. What happens if the stock goes up? The stock goes to 55. You're like, I'm nervous. I feel it, but it doesn't matter. It still expires. Like you look at this from a probability point of view. The stock can stay flat, you make money. The stock goes down, you make money. The stock goes up, you make money. The stock goes to 59, you wet yourself, but you still make money. And if the stock goes to 70, yeah, you're crying. I mean, that's just, it is what it is. All I want you to grasp at this point in time is the high probability associated with being out here. Does everybody get that? That's what I want you to get. Like high probability of being out here. There's like this stock can go all over the place, but to get all the way up here being, for instance, 60 in this case, is tough. If you get it at that point, you're doing all right. You're okay at this point. So this is again the beginning of understanding the sale of premium. Now, let's take you into a real market environment. As I said a moment ago, right? And you know what? I'm actually going to show you precise trades. A moment ago, like here's a marketplace. Now this marketplace right now inside of the spiders, and again, make this as dynamic as I possibly can. That's a live market. It's at 378 and change. This, okay, is a 416 call. Now it's 79 days from now, but it's way out of the money. It has a 90% probability of doing what? Expiring worthless. And it's trading for $1.50. Does that scare you? Does it? Should a little bit. It's okay if it scares you, right? I'm not here to make the full $1.50. That option's trading for $1.50. I could go sell it right this second for $1.56, in fact, right? So I can come right in here and do what's called carp the market up and carve that thing up in there, and I can get that thing for $1.56, right? Then what do? Then I sit here and I go, wipe my hands of it, and I'll worry about it when it gets there. But I'll tell you right now, Unless the market gets all the way to 416, I'm fine. Okay, I'm fine. The key in here is you're going to learn, all right, is twofold. Number one, you have to sell the right option. That is critical. Number two, you have to learn to manage the risk. Because if the market does start to move against you, then what are you going to do? You're going to sit there and you go, oh, but still my heart, I don't know what I'm going to do. And it's going to be a train wreck. It's going to be an absolute train wreck. Most people just sit there and they go, oh, this is going to hurt. Okay. That ain't going to work. That's just not going to play. So we're going to take you to a bunch of examples like this because it is that easy. And I don't want to sit here and explain to you like, oh, let's do an iron condor. Let's do a mambo combo. There's all these ridiculous names for trades, which you need to understand at this point. High probability, okay, risk mitigation. And it's all about which options you're going to select and then how you're actually going to control the risk. Now, okay, to continue forward, selling options equals positive time decay. Selling options equals positive time decay. Now, this is the part. If you're experienced, okay, if you're experienced, and again, we have a lot of people on today. So who here is experienced trading options? Because we're going to blow your mind for a second. I think I'm hyper enough, huh? Little Red Bull. Wait for this Red Bull advertisement. Couple people here. Got a couple experienced people. I'm going to show you something that is what people don't understand about selling options. And so one of the areas of expertise that I have is volatility. In terms of like, pricing models and volatility, that's one of the areas of expertise. The other area I have a lot of expertise in is decay and really understanding what the best premium to sell is at any given point in time. So what I'm going to explain to you, and I'm going to ask you a question. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question, and then I'm actually going to take you into the right answer in here. And this one, it's really going to blow your mind. So theta, feel the burn. Okay, so I'm just going to review briefly of like how options decay. Options decay at what term is termed the square root of time. And when I say options decay at the square root of time, what this kind of means, and like everybody that's ever traded an option, even people that haven't traded an option have seen this. Okay, your option up here is worth $3, right? And then all of a sudden it goes and falls off the edge of a cliff, and you end up with zero. But the option over here is trading for $3. Okay, then right here, that option is still worth 280. And then and by the way, this is like with a month to go to expiration. And then here you still have like 3 weeks, and like right at the 3-week point, the exact inflection point, by the way, is 23 days prior to expiration. Right at the 3-week point, it's like, oh, hit the gas, and that sucker starts to burn. And before you know it, the thing's worth $1.50. You're like, oh, I'm shrinking. And next thing, it's worth 30 cents. It's not even worth selling. Everybody seen this? Yes. We having fun? We're having fun. Okay. The one thing you have to understand about this, okay, people explain all the time. So if I ask you, which options should we sell? People immediately say, well, the shorter duration options, okay? Meaning that the shorter duration options burn at an extraordinarily high rate. That's actually true. Short duration options do burn at high rates, but there are other options that people do not fully interpret that also burn at high rates. This is where I'm going to blow your mind, okay? Selling options premium isn't a glorious way, okay? Like it's like when I say glorious way to make money in the marketplace. You know what? Here's a glorious way to make money in the marketplace, okay? You go into a product like AMC or GameStop. You bought some calls yesterday, and you go, help me, roll the dice. Those are glorious ways to make money. Most of those people, okay, will end up with blown up accounts. I'm just going to tell you right now, after 15 years in the brokerage business, 9 out of 10 individuals involved in stocks like GameStop, okay, involved in AMC's, BlackBerry's, Bed Bath and Beyond, 9 out of 10 of them will end up losing money in those particular products. And there's no hesitation, if and or but about it. That's the reality of the business. Anybody that thinks it's retail traders in there that are forcing the stocks up is crazy. Okay, it's all professionals. They even have algorithms reading these websites now, people. Like, they're not new. Anyway, the point of me saying that is simply this. This isn't necessarily the glorious way to make money. It is a very, okay, mitigated exposure way to make money. It is, okay, mathematically, like, people miss one of the great ways to make money. You know what? Let me actually change the symbol. Let's go to the IWM. I like to use the IWM for the first example. The IWM, if you're unfamiliar with it, is the Russell. Okay. And the Russell, I'm going to go 114 days out. And why am I going to go 114 days out? Because I want this example to express how important it is to understand, okay, that there's more than meets the eye going on in here. Like, people, again, they look at this and they go, that means I should sell short-term options, but it's not, okay? Here's an option. Here's an option, and this option is the 260 calls. Now I'm going to write it up here for you guys so everybody has it and everybody sees it, okay? This is, and again, here we go. This is a May, okay? That's a May 21st, and it is a 260 call. What's it trading for? Let's just, there it is. Okay, it's trading for $1.20. It is trading for, okay, $1.20. Assume that we sold it. We collected $1.20. Now, I sold at 260. Where's the product currently? We're trading all the way here at 212. So the IWM would have to rally 50 bucks, 50 bucks. By the way, it's already rallied a huge amount, but it would have to rally 50 bucks for me to start to lose money in this trade, right? I mean, that would be the definitive risk in here, 50 bucks. Okay, time out. Let's go back for a second. All right, make sure that we're all good over here. So I'm just backing up my, I'm killing my thing over here. All right. So we sold this, okay, for $1.20. Here's the question. How long do I have to hold this position? I want to make some money on it, okay? How long do I have to hold the position to be able to make money? Anybody? Let's see if you guys actually get this. How long should I hold the position to be able to make money? Okay, I'm just going to throw it out here right now. All things being equal, this is 114 days out. 114 days out shouldn't have a lot of decay. It's actually going to have phenomenal decay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up, instead of looking at the May options, I'm going to look, okay, like right at the April options. Look, the way that options work, if a May option has 114 days left and it's the 260 calls, then what would a 260 call be worth? Not when there's 114 days left, but when there's 79 days left. How do you find that out? Open up the April options. Open up the April options and scroll right to the 260s. Okay. By the way, you're looking at this and you're like, he's got positions in here. I do have positions in here. Okay. What's the 260 call worth? Lo and behold, okay, it's worth what? There you go. 60 cents. Sorry about that. I scribbled over it. There it is. It's worth about 60 cents. So I could sell something for $1.20. Okay. And literally, all I have to wait is from 114 days down to basically 80 days, which is how long? It's just over 1 month of time. In 1 month of time, I can achieve 50% of the option premium, and I'm way out in time. Okay. Think about that for a second. People are looking for edges in this business. They don't understand is the volatility skew, and actually what is termed kurtosis has actually changed dramatically, and it has changed for the better. When I start talking about like skew and kurtosis, people, okay, I don't want to completely geek out on you, but options, okay, they don't look like a perfect distribution curve. They're skewing here. These out of the money puts trade for a lot more, okay? But when we start talking about kurtosis, it's the way that this curve actually functions, but the curve also functions differently the amount of time that you have. And I'll tell you right now, okay, bottom line, options far out in time actually have great theta. You can actually collect 50%, 60%, only hold positions for like what, 30 days. You know, the probability of the stock moving that much, like from going from 212 to what, to 260, in 30 days is insane. You want to see one of the most wild moves ever? Okay, think about this. One of the most wild moves to ever occur in this product just happened. We moved from 195 right here. In 1 month, we moved from 195 to 215. That's a 20-point move. We're not talking about a 20-point move. We're talking about a 50-point move to the upside for you to get tagged. Okay, very, very low risk in this. Very, very low risk. By the way, I'm not here because people are like, does that mean you're always going to sell naked? No, all I'm doing right now is describing, okay, that probability alone means squat. It doesn't, this isn't about probability, okay? This is about the right options to sell. It's about targeting, all right? You know, and the right, when I say the right options to sell, to understand theta, okay? That it's not just about probability, it's premium selling tactics. Now, I am going to go, all right, a little bit deeper into this. When I say just a little bit deeper into this, all right, so we've gone out there and effectively what we've done, and again, I'm getting ahead of myself over here, but I wanted to actually make sure that everybody understood this. What we've done is we've just sold some way out of the money junk here, okay, way out of the money junk. And for instance, I can sell, you know, like a 130 call. I could also go out there, you know, and sell a 70 put. All right, so I can sell on both sides of the marketplace. And this would give me, all right, again, a very high probability of success trade. But there's so much more, okay, going on here. And again, that's the area that for just a moment, okay, for just a moment, I want to allude to. When I say that there's so much more going on here, is selling options isn't just about their, okay, he picked the right option, he sold naked, and then he got down on his hands and knees and he prayed that nothing would happen, okay, for, you know, umpteen days out there. And that couldn't be further from the truth, right? There are ways, again, to mitigate the exposure in here. So before I go any further, again, I'm just right now, we're just talking about probability, we're talking about decay. So many of you noticed in my example, I sold, again, a few months out in duration. Typically, traders, they sell shorter dated options. However, therein lies why you're tuning into this webcast, right? Okay. And why criteria. Criteria is of such critical importance. Again, very few people are aware of the change that's happened. And by the way, this change that's happened in terms of like option premium has everything to do with you. It has everything to do with the fact that how many people have gone out there and, I don't know, like in the last year, started trading options. Option volumes, they've never been higher. They've never been close to this high. And with all these people trading options, they've actually tweaked the skew. Okay. And again, there's two terms that we use here. It's called skew and kurtosis. And it's been tweaked, and it's been tweaked substantially by the fact that, I mean, literally the onset of the coronavirus has been the biggest bump ever seen in retail options trading. Everybody's trading options now. It's incredible. And all of a sudden, people out there, they're trading options. They don't really know what they're doing. And they've actually tweaked the skew. And people like me are just, I mean, they're killing it all of a sudden trading options. I mean, in terms of like the sale of premium, selling premium it is back. Okay. It is back. And I'm going to show you, all right, some of the pitfalls, some of the good, some of the bad, some of the indifference over here. Again, it's about criteria. It's about knowing which options to sell, how far out in time. It's about knowing, and again, you know, what do you do in a day like this? Listen, it's getting serious out there today now. I don't know about you, but I kind of like the project here today. In fact, in the IWM, I never shy away from a fun trade. Let's actually go work this one. This is a marketplace of $1.22 at $1.25. Again, this is a marketplace of $1.22, $1.25. Let's go in here and initially work it at $1.24. Watch carefully. When I hit confirm and send that one off, okay, it's going to move the market to $1.24. How do I know it to move the dollar to $1.24? Because at that point, I'm trying to sell an option on the best offer. Now I'm going to come in here, cancel, replace my order. If I cancel, replace, and come in at $1.23, almost assuredly they'll fill me. If they don't, they have to move the market. There you go, filled. Okay, so I just basically tighten the market. That market was $1.22, $1.25. I came in at $1.24, shifted the market, then I actually tacked back on in there at $1.23 and was able to sell that. So I just came in between the market. And now what do? It's more than just sell this option and wait and pray. Okay. You've got to have some risk mitigation. And that's what I'm about to start to explain, because what happens to people in this business, and this is the part you really want to pay attention right now. Okay. What happens to people in this business is they start selling and they start 90%, 90%. 90% is great, but then there's what they call the 10% hammer. So 90%, as I said, sounds great, but 10% of the time, the markets are just going to completely rip your face off. You know, when you trade, when you trade really high probability strategies and you're wrong, okay, you get hammered. And you have to understand that, and I was talking about this in the onset, the marketplace is just evil enough. And for those of you that have ever traded, you know what I'm talking about. The market is evil enough to allow you to make money. It allows you to make money. It's like, come on, you make money once. Yeah, come on, come on. You make money twice. You're like, I'm gonna do a couple more contracts. This looks like a good idea. I'm gonna be the next Warren Buffett. Do a couple more contracts, right? It, on the fourth time, come on, come on. But it's the fifth time. It's always the fifth time you do the trade, and then bam, train wreck. And then the losses exceed all of the gains in the previous 3 to 5 trades. And I always say on the bottom of this, the bottom of this is like, oh, it's like I can see your account. I could for about 15 years. Think I haven't seen that movie before. By the way, that movie is absolutely brutal. And people do not get, like, selling options couldn't be easier. You go out and you sell out of the money crap, and then you pray, but there's more to it. And then you know what people do is they go, okay, so they get beaten up. By the way, has anybody ever done this before? Okay. Anybody ever done this before? Because I know what people do. And then they do this. Hold on, here's your thought. The first time you ever sell options, listen carefully. For those of you that have experience, listen carefully. For those of you that do not have experience, you really better listen up, because you're gonna walk this path. Everybody walks the same path. They learn to sell options. They make money, they make money, they make money. They get their head lopped off, and then they go, there has got to be a better way. So they come back in the second time and they do it. And the second time they do it, okay, then they think they can fix the trade. Good trade's gone bad. Okay, I can fix it. I know I can fix it. Oh, I love this one. Fix, hideous word. 15 years, 15 years in the brokerage world. I'm totally a cynic on this crap. Good trade's gone bad is the biggest pile of crap. Have you ever heard anybody say, I can always fix this, I can fix that? Anytime you are fixing a trade, anytime you are fixing a trade, you are adding risk, you are adding transaction costs to an already losing trade. Everybody always says, never add to your losers. What do you think a fix is? What do you think a fix is? Listen, some fixes, they might work, but the very notion of fixing, it's all taking, like, I have really good money and I really want to lose it. I mean, people like, oh, I just really want to throw money at this really bad trade. Throw it out like yesterday's trash. I mean, the best analogy I can think of, and again, it took a long time of watching people do this while working in a brokerage firm to get this, but you take a car and you drive it off of a cliff, and then you bring it to a body shop, okay? Because you got to put this in context. You take a car and you drive it off a cliff, and then you bring it to a body shop. And you're gonna be like, so took this car and I wasn't in it, but I drove it off a cliff, and then I pulled it out with a tow truck, and then I brought it to you. Okay, they're gonna look at it and go, that's a nice piece of crap. I'm gonna say the same thing about your trade. It's a loser. Let it go. You can't. I mean, listen, 90% trades, all right, 90% trades are going to crush you when you're wrong. You have to do this right. You have to learn the correct, like, good trades gone bad. Like, how do you do that? Now, let me give you a little bit about the full Monty here. Okay. When I say the full Monty, right? Trading is a lot more than just this distribution curve. Trading is a lot more than just going out. And again, when I say I want to give you, like, the full picture here. So here's a product. We're going to call this product the spiders. Okay. And the spiders, let's just throw a number at them. Okay. Let's say they're trading for $375, right? Whatever. It doesn't make a difference where they're at. So they're $375 in the spiders. And you go and you sell way out of the money options here, and you sell way out of the money puts here. And then you're like, and then I hope that we just stay in this range. And if we stay in this range, you know what? That doesn't work, because I'm going to tell you what is going to happen. What is going to happen is this. You're going to sell way out of the money options. And one day you're going to wake up and we're already going to be down here. Okay. It's called a gap down. We're going to be down here and it's over. It's over before you woke up, or you're going to get involved in Tesla. And in Tesla, you have no chance to ever trade out of it. Everybody convinces that I'll use a stop order and I'll listen. If you do not have preemptive risk mitigation, okay, tactics, you're dead. When you trade something like the SPY, and I'm going to show you exactly my portfolio. When you trade something like the spiders and it's trading at 375, you sell way out of the money here and sell way out of the money here. Okay, this up here, easy. That's easy. Okay, when I say it's easy, listen, the easiest thing to do in this business, here's a market again, 375. What's up here? Let's say that this is the 415 call. And let's say I sold it and I sold it naked. Okay, sold it. How do I reduce risk of that one? How do I reduce risk? Listen, it's unlikely that we're going to gap higher. This is the what? It's the spiders. The spiders doesn't have a CEO. The spiders doesn't have earnings. The spiders doesn't have a CFO getting taken away in handcuffs, but the spiders can move. But the cool thing is if the spiders move up, the move up is slow, it's methodical, okay? It's what? It's doable. Think about that. When I say the spiders, the move is up, it's slow, right? This has been one of the greatest rallies in the histories of markets. Look at that, okay? There's the spiders. Slow, it's methodical, it's moving to the upside. It's rather easy to mitigate risk. Does that make sense? When I say it's easy to mitigate risk, okay? We can put on strategies in here to hedge the risk of out here, meaning that if I sell options out here, let's say I sell the 415 calls, if I sell those 415 calls, I can put a strategy on the inside that'll hedge the outside. And people are like, I don't even know what that means. Don't worry, I'm going to show you here momentarily. So what's the fear? The fear is this, okay? The fear is what if you sell down here? What if we're trading at 375 and you sell, okay, a 300 put? And for that 300 put, you collect $2. Ooh, yeah, I like it. I sell a 300 put. Are you scared? Are you scared? If you sell a put and sell it naked, what can happen to you? You could wake up into what situation? Anybody? Anybody? Come on, the sale of a put, it's the most dangerous position in the entire marketplace. Okay. You could get put the stock. You can get worse than get put the stock. Forget about even getting put in the stock. You could wake up broke. You could wake up in a crash situation. You could wake up, let me just throw out some dates. August of 2015. What happened in August 2015? The Chinese yuan devaluation. We actually went limit down 7%. Limit down 7% in a matter like that. Within 2 minutes of trade, they had to lock them down. Then you actually look into, 2016, multiple limit down events. So that's 2015, 2016 had multiple limit down events because we had Brexit, we had the election, it was all over the place. We were up, we were down. 2018 had actually the VIX explosion where the VIX exploded and everybody would have, oh, we're all gonna die, and then actually in 2018, in Christmas time of 2018, the actual marketplace tanked. You would have gotten completely wiped out in this. 2019, self-explanatory, was also wild. 2020, you were done in March. That was it. You were done. We had an 11% down day in March. Okay, we had multiple limit down days. It just goes on and on and on and on. If you sell naked premium, you're gonna die. Okay, how do you stop that? It's actually not that hard. This is where you actually use a combination. Okay, of an RTS spread. RTS is called risk twist spread. Use a VIX volatility spread, VVS spread, okay? You're gonna love this. You can actually use what's called a gamma iron. Those are 3 risk mitigation techniques that we actually use. And what those basically do is this. You just always have them on. They cost a little bit of money, which when you have them on, if the marketplace sells off quickly, they explode in value, okay? The VIX volatility spread is designed, okay, for just that, the VIX volatility spread. In fact, if you'd like to see a VIX volatility spread and what this looks like, and you know what, let's cut from the fictitious and go to the live. Where's markets right now? SPOOs, that's S&P futures, are down about 61. Nasdaq's off about 200 right now. Okay, it's a party, people. Here we go. You're looking at a portfolio right now that calls TheoTheta. Now the TheoTheta portfolio, okay, and I'm just going to circle this. This is a portfolio that is designed for our clientele. they're looking at it right now. They're collecting about $90 a day in decay. I'm not tying up extraordinary margin in here. Okay. This is P&L on the day. Everybody loves to look at P&L. Listen, as I said, I kind of go no holds barred. We show everything that we do, everything. In fact, if I total up the accounts, okay, listen, it's all relative. I am tying up $110,000 in margin right now today. So I have $100,000, plus in margin. I've got quite a bit of capital in these accounts. I'm up about 16,000 today. But don't look at that and think that's alarmingly large day. It is not. This portfolio has a standard deviation capacity of about $25,000 higher or lower in a given day. So I'm well within my risk tolerance of the day. The TheoTrade portfolio. This is a portfolio designed expressly for our clients to follow. In this portfolio are trades like VIX volatility spreads, okay? Risk twist spreads. Here's a VIX volatility spread, okay? Just look today, right? The reality is the VIX volatility spread, it's starting to come to life. There's only really 4 contracts on. That's it. 4 contracts on in here. With a 4 lot, whatever, it's up like $300 today. But it's designed, if we go down and go down hard, it explodes in value. Instead of making $300, if we were down 6 or 7% on the S&Ps, that would be making $3,000 or $4,000. The VIX volatility spread does not really cost me anything up front. Okay, what it basically does is simply this. The VIX volatility spread, as we were kind of alluding to a moment ago, looking at that risk curve. Here we go. This is the marketplace. You sell a bunch of junk out here. If the market crashes, you're dead. But the VIX volatility spread pushes you out, okay? Meaning the options you sold get covered. So for the most part, when the market comes down fast, the VIX volatility spread is there for your rescue. And understanding how to build that trade, it's absolutely imperative, okay? Then I have an HYG risk twist spread on. That is people talk about the outlier trades. If the marketplace just really on fire, we're coming in, okay? The HYG, and some people are like, I don't even know what HYG is. I don't mind showing you. It's junk, okay? You know what HYG does? Nothing, people. HYG does nothing for years. This is 5 years. 5 years. HYG does nothing till it does something big. Every major volatility spike in recent history, like the ones I just mentioned a moment ago, the HYG was there. This would have paid off huge, monumental move in the HYG, okay? This product is a great vehicle to help reduce risk of trades in the spiders, of trades in the QQQ. Then, okay, I gave you a little kicker. Then I actually use a trade called the gamma iron. And a gamma iron is designed as an inside hedge. If the market starts rocking one way or the other really big, okay, the gamma iron is right there with me. So on these trades, and again, I like to give full disclosure on trades in here. This is a portfolio. It's only making about $90 a day. Okay, that's it. But I'm just starting to build out the inventory so that, of course, our clients can follow just that. That's what selling options premium is about. And this is why you want to do it. Obviously produces positive theta decay, right? You can actually use some of these techniques to enhance existing positions. So if you have stock, if you're long stock, if you're short stock, okay, if you're long stock or short stock, we can actually help you sell premium against those existing positions, right? You never need to buy or sell the stock. And you can be wrong on market direction and still produce wildly profitable trades. In fact, in a minute here, I'm actually going to show you some of my trades, and I'm going to show you my trades. I'll tell you what, the trades I'll show you too. The market did everything against me, and I still made money on these particular trades. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you here. So I like this because the sale of premium is less about your bias. Because harder and harder now, everybody's like, don't worry, the market always goes up. The market always goes up. Have you tried that one before? Have you seen this movie? Have you seen how it ends? It's not going to be good. I mean, in the coming years, you're going to need this to produce returns. What else you got? I mean, you got a wing and a prayer, and people have convinced themselves they'll always be the Fed. They'll always be the Fed. The Fed's talking right now. Guess what? Okay? The Fed's going to be nowhere to be. Like the Fed knows that this is a bubble. Jerome Powell was a trader. He ran a private equity firm. He didn't sit in a classroom like Janet Yellen or Ben Bernanke. They know it's a bubble. Okay, for the foreseeable future, you are going to need this in your life to produce consistent returns. Listen, selling premium can potentially bring in really consistent returns while minimizing your risk. And that's one of the goals in here is this is not just about like, hey, let's do 90% trades and all hold hands and sing kumbaya. That's not what it's about. You got to learn to mitigate the exposure. You got to learn trades like VIX volatility spreads. You got to learn trades like risk twist spreads because it's worthwhile. You want to learn how to do this, okay? This is what you have to learn. Like it's about criteria, okay? Here are a few live trading examples, okay? And then we'll actually show some criteria. I actually am starting with a trade in here that most people consider one of the highest risk positions in the entire marketplace. So bear with me because I'm intentionally showing you a high risk trade. What's the scariest thing you've ever done in your life? Sold calls naked in Tesla. I want you to see what I did. Okay. Somebody said, what's the scariest thing you've ever done in life? Was it jump out of an airplane? No. Okay. Was it swim with sharks? No. Okay. Was it sell calls in Tesla? Uh-huh. Okay. And you selling calls in Tesla is much worse than swimming with sharks. Take that, here's selling calls naked in Tesla. And I'm dead serious. And this was so nominal. Okay. Listen, here's a move. I actually sold this in November, covered it in December. So this is November 30th. This is what? December 4th. I sold this for $3.90. I covered it for 65 cents. It's an 83% return. I'm not going to make the full 100% return because that's just chaos, right? There's criteria in here. But the reason I wanted to show you that is that with the right understanding, like the right options to sell, understanding that this was technically a bearish trade and, still worked out. It worked out at the time the marketplace went up. Here's another one. Here's another one. By the way, whenever anything works for me, I do it again. And then I do it again. Here's another short call. I sold this one in like mid-December and bought it back, exactly a week later. So if you've never seen, by the way, what I'm showing you in here, this is a thinkorswim. It's part of the account statement. This is the exact time and date that I did the trade. This is the price, okay? This is where I originally sold it. This is where I bought it back. That's a 90% return in a week, okay? What else you got? So as I said, when I go to the well, I just keep doing the same thing again and again and again and again. Like I just showed you, these are 3 Tesla short calls. Here's another one, okay? And when I say here's another one whereby I went out there and, as I say, sold more calls. And here's one. This is recent. So this is, I put this on January 8th, closed it January 11th, 58% return. By the way, I have one of these on right now and Tesla's about to have earnings tonight. Here, this is actually bond puts. And again, each one of the examples I'm showing you, if you've never seen Tesla, yeah, those of you who've never seen a Tesla chart before, Tesla's been basically straight up. I'll actually bring you in here. Tesla's been straight up and I've been actually selling calls and still coming out because I'm actually out in the right duration, the right time frame. And that's one of the things that people constantly miss. Here's actually bonds. Most of you may not be familiar with bonds. I trade bonds from time to time, and I'm going to tell you exactly why I trade bonds. Very, very minuscule amounts of margin are tied up here. If you look, it's like selling calls naked in Tesla, that ties up a lot of risk, right? And it's a lot of capital and a lot of risk. And everybody's like, oh, but still my heart. I'll show you a trade in Tesla right now, okay, where it is incredible that the trade is even there, but it has everything to do with these retail traders that just don't know what they're doing. They're buying options and I'm going to sell them to them. But here's actually a bond. This is a one-day trade. So it's a one-day trade, okay? 57% return. So what did I do? Well, basically the same trade the next day. That was a 53% return. It's another bond short put. Here's an IWM short call. By the way, every trade I'm showing you here, this is this month. Like I refuse to show you trades from, periods like, who cares what I did like last year, whatever. These are trades from this month. And again, I can show you the entire portfolio. Every one of these trades that I'm showing you right now has been done, okay, every one of these trades has actually been done in this Theo Theta portfolio. Like when I say it's been done in this portfolio, it's part of it. I mean, like, look, you can see every single position that I'm doing in here. I'm actually clicking the opening, the profit, the loss. By the way, there's a Tesla position in here right now. The Tesla position, okay, and I'll throw this one out here because you guys will find this amusing. This is a trade that is not for everybody. This is not a trade for not for the faint of heart. When I tell you that there's edge in the marketplace, okay, when I tell you that skew has changed drastically in this marketplace, and there's so much of this, okay, look at this. This option has 23 days left to live. It's trading for almost $3, okay, almost $3, and it's the 1,575. Tesla has to go up $700. $700. It would have to be like a 1.7 trillion dollar company for me to start to take a loss on there. But it's okay. I already have risk mitigation tactics on that as well, right? And by the way, this is a trade where there's earnings coming out. You're like, does that scare you? Oh, hold me. Okay, here's a market of 257 at 271. You want to come in here? Because there is always going to be some retail client that wants to buy them. Let's put them out there. Okay, watch this. Now I'm 269 offered. 269 offered. Now come right back in there and I'll hit cancel replace. And again, this is not just about the sale of premium. Okay, this is about understanding that the risk in here can be mitigated, and the risk in here is actually negligible if you are aware of what you're doing, right? Listen, what better time to learn a new skill set? A lot of people are quarantined. A lot of people are working from home. That's why one of the reasons, like, I'm serious, I love doing these sessions now when the market's open, because I never, got the dynamic to actually route live trades. So like, when are you ever going to have time like this again? If you're working from home, fantastic. If you're still working, listen, most of the tactics I'm talking about today, they're really, really part-time. This is not going to be hands-on, like let's sell premium. And I deliver all the trades to everybody. You get to see everything we're doing. If you're quarantined, like I think this is a great way to, emerge stronger and better financial shape. And it's a skill set, people. It's going to last you a lifetime. What our members are saying. I took a smattering of a couple of different types of member comments. July is from Daniel Fabian. Hey guys, new member here. Been lurking in chat for about a month. Was short the SPY. TheoTrade is the only membership I've ever had that pays for itself and then some. I like this one. Brent W. You won't find a more supportive, okay, and more profitable room anywhere in the retail business. And Don helped me pay for a year of TheoTrade subscription with the QQQ. Again, if you don't have a lot of time to invest in it, this is a really good strategy for you. I mean, everything that I just showed today, like the bond trade, the Tesla's trade, okay, and we do tons of different trades. We're doing these live in front of TheoTrade clientele. And if you cannot watch live, it's all right. This stuff can actually be done even in off hours. Selling premium is about as hands-off as it gets. I mean, it's literally sell premium, put on the risk mitigation trades. It's important to put on the risk mitigation trades, and then use set and forget order types. It's basically like watching grass grow at that point. So even if a fraction of your time is enough to see good results. Here's a couple characteristics though, okay? The attributes of selling premium are undeniable. You never have to buy or sell the stock, okay? Risk is going to be limited to precisely your comfort level. You can actually dial in, and you'll learn how to dial in your risk control. You're never going to use a stop order, okay? You can vary time frames to help further mitigate risk. The probability of profit is extraordinarily high, but it's also a perfect strategy to enhance a portfolio. So if you want to do this autonomously, fantastic, meaning that you're starting from a clean slate and you've never really had any experience doing this stuff, you can do that. But you can also take what you're learning here in terms of selling premium and use it like, I have all these stocks and I don't want to sell them because I got long-term capital gains, right? So it's an excellent tool for both of those, but it's also a great tool to learn to grow, okay, even a smaller account. Do not worry about things like margin. Everybody, okay, when they see this for the first time, they initially think like, this is not for me, maybe because I don't necessarily have, $200,000 in here. And maybe this is not for me because it looks a little bit too confusing. Listen, you want to be in this business. Okay. This is not going to be instant coffee, instant tea. You actually have to learn something here at TheoTrade. Okay. If you're worried about margin constraints, don't be. I can actually show you to do all those trades in retirement accounts. I can show you to do all those trades with really, really minimal capital at risk. If we throw out some terminology today that you're not necessarily comfortable with, you will learn. Okay. Building a portfolio options. Do not let any of that stuff intimidate you. Selling premium can be done, okay, for minimal credits, minimal risk. However, the sale of premium, it's like a massive chainsaw. Like you have to know, okay, a couple of odds and ends. I use the same analogy and I've used it for 20 years. Options can be the quickest, the fastest, the safest, the easiest way to get where you want to go in the markets. But if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to lop off a couple of fingers. And most people, when they get involved in here, they don't know what they're doing. Okay. We're going to change that. I'm telling you, you can sell option premium. Maybe you don't know options. Maybe you have limited experience. Again, do not let that intimidate you. You're going to need these strategies. And I wish I could sit here and try to water everything down. This is a call, this is a put, and everybody gets on the get rich, quick crap. Listen, you're going to need these strategies for the foreseeable future. You're going to need a couple of tools under your belt. We can show you how, we can show you when to sell premium. It's going to take a matter of a couple of hours. What we do here at TheoTrade is we create detailed recipes for every single strategy, including the sale of premium. And when I say that we use, this detailed, strategies and detailed recipes, people get lost in the weeds with that one. Okay. All we do is give you a recipe book for being able to execute, which is send off these trades. You need to be able to follow a recipe to be able to do this. If you can bake a cake, if you've ever done that, you've gone through getting the cake, all right, made is one part, but then you got to put it in the oven. What I'm saying about this is trading. Trading's not just about putting the position on. It's about what to do once you're in the position. What if we go up? What if we go down? Okay. Be prepared. Don't be afraid of this stuff. This is what you need to know, though, to successfully sell premium for a living. You're going to need to know what underlyings, stocks, indices make the best premium selling candidates, right? You're going to need to know what volatility should you seek out. That's what I was like kind of poking fun. Everybody's like, let's look at GameStop. Okay, let's not. 1,000% volatility, you have a death wish in this business. But then the irony is something like what? Something like Tesla. Well, guess what? That's in the S&P 500 right now, right? Tends to make a little bit of sense for today's marketplace, but you have to learn how to do that with less capital. You have to learn how to do that, okay, with less risk. What options expiration do I select? Kind of ironically here, you've seen in Tesla, I'm selling 23 days. I go back into the IWM, okay? Look at this. In the IWM, I got 51 days, 63 days, 79 days, 114 days, 23 days, set, hut, hike. Look how many expirations are on this thing. It's a lot. You got to know exactly what expiration to select, why to select it, and when to select it, depending upon the volatility. Okay. What should be the delta of the option that I sell? Okay. How many option contracts do I buy against my position? That is important. That's part of the hedge. Like, what do I sell? What do I buy against it? How do I actually physically go about building the position? Okay. Do I need a large amount of capital to do this? Absolutely not. And I want to address that again. Everybody has that notion, got to have big capital, got to have big money. Okay. It's not about that. Like I showed you an account over here, and then you're like, there's some complexity to this, right? There's not a person listening to this that couldn't watch a couple of videos and figure out what I'm doing in here within 4 hours. Every single one of you within 4 hours can figure this out. Okay. This is about as easy as it gets. I sell stuff. Okay. You know what the hardest thing is in here? I got to buy other stuff. And this is in the VIX. Right. And again, it's like literally like 4 hours of sitting there and you're like, okay, so I get it. I get it. And it clicks because we actually walk you through specifically with a recipe. Like, what's the right amount of risk for me? How do you determine that? You have a $2,000 account, a $5,000 account. Some people have a $2 million account, right? You got to learn what the right amount of risk is for you to be able to stomach. And that's something that each and every one of us, I am telling you, it's critical. It's critical. What are the percentage returns supposed to be? Hold this thing. You saw a lot of trades I just did a moment ago. 50%, 70%, 90%. You be able to dial in. Let me show you what we do here at TheoTrade. We create recipes in trading, because trading, it's all about answering what ifs. Okay, that's what trading really is. What might be a good stock or ETF candidate for you to sell premium? What's the correct options expiration cycle? How much capital do you commit to generating premium? What strike price options do I sell? What strike price options do I buy? How do I limit my risk? Again, TheoTrade, this is what we do. We give you those answers. We build recipes with definitive criteria. They're checklists. They are pre-flight checklists for each strategy and each unique variable you're going to encounter. Okay. The whole design of what we do here at TheoTrade, like anybody can say, you should sell options premium. That's easy. Okay. What anybody cannot give you is this. If you get into the cockpit of a 747, have you ever looked at a pre-flight checklist? It's pretty intimidating. And we're going to actually take a pre-flight checklist. We're going to make it a lot easier. Right? To sell premium, you have 11 steps to be able to get into a position. 11 steps. Everything is as easy from what expiration, what delta do I sell? Okay. What hedges do I maybe put on? Okay. What overall risk, aggregated risk? You have to look at those variables, those 11 steps to be able to get in. But once you get in, okay, that ain't all. Then you have to monitor the position. What if expiration is coming? What if there's assignment? What if there's dividends? What if? Listen, that's what trading is. It's about the answer to your questions. We'll give you the right probability. How many option contracts? When do I close the premium sell? What if the stock, sells off big? Do I bail out of the trade if we rally massively? Can I fix a losing position? Trading is about the how. It's about the when. It's about the why. It's about what price. And I'm telling you, it's just the beginning of all the variables that you're going to face when selling options for a living. Okay. Now you can read about what selling premium is. And I tell people all this like all the time. You can literally go out and you can Google and 10,000 pages will show up about selling premium. Okay. But I'm telling you right now, you need the recipe. I mean, that's what we do here. I don't want to listen. I gave you incredible detail today about what selling premium is. And I gave you incredible detail. Like people don't even realize like they're selling really short duration options. They're selling themselves into some high risk stuff. Okay, that's not what this is about. This is about risk mitigation, right? That's why we call this selling premium and minimizing risk. You need our recipe for success. You need our criteria. This is just me alone, 20 plus years of trading experience. Okay, I had access to client order flow for 15 years. We've literally, and I say we, okay, TheoTrade is not just, the Don Kaufman show. Right? We have, and again, I'll go through all the instructors, Matt Williamson, who's a premium selling strategist, and Brandon Chapman and Jeff Bierman. Okay. A lot of these individuals Blake Young worked with me at TD Ameritrade and Thinkorswim. I mean, we ran education for 15 years at a firm with the largest client order flow. I'm telling you, we know what works and what doesn't. And that's where this criteria really comes from. Criteria becomes your recipe for success. We spent years. I mean, if there's one thing I'll stress to you, we spent years and years fine-tuning this particular criteria for selling premium. Okay. When you approach like a section on building and structuring the trade, you follow the steps to be able to build the trade. Okay. We built, in this case, a 4-hour class. And the 4-hour class, it's ready. And that's why I was alluding to a 4-hour class. We have a class called Selling Options for a Living. I'm the trade instructor for that class. Okay. We have everything that you're going to need to ramp up into that class. Before I even get into like, oh, what's the class? Let's see it. What's the cost for the class? Before any of that, you need to know right now, okay? We do not sell you a class here at TheoTrade and go, have fun and give you a little pat on the butt. We don't do that, okay? We give you everything that you're going to need, from absolute novice to the most extreme traders. If you've never traded before, forget about options. If you've never traded a single share of stock before, you're fine. We have an entire menu of start here classes before you even get to this one. Everything that you're going to need, soup to nuts, is available here at TheoTrade. And then before, again, I even show you this, we do not just sell a class. And I'm adamant about that because people go out there and they go, oh, I'm going to buy a class, and they pay $500 for a class. And then somebody charges another $500 for another class, and then $500 for an indicator. Okay. I'm going to tell you right now, this is a 4-hour course. There's a class slide deck that comes with this that has all of the criteria with it, right? So the class itself, okay, it's phenomenal, but there's also like a highly detailed checklist that comes with this, right? So you go through the 4-hour class, you get the checklist. Everything's archived 24/7. You can even download the class onto your mobile device. We have both an iOS and an Android application. So you can actually watch this off your computer, or you can watch it on your iPad or Android device, or, you know, on your phone if it does it for you. Okay. But that it can actually be downloaded. You can even play it back at twice the speed, but kind of speak fast anyway. So the class, again, it's $500. I'm going to tell you right now, we have unbelievable discount and bonuses for you today. But before I go on, again, I don't want to like allude to it. I just want to hop in and say it straight out. We do not just sell a class. We don't sell indicators. We don't do any of that. Everything that you're going to need to succeed in this business, we'll give you. Everything you're going to need. So if you need some more basic classes before learning to sell premium and minimize risk, we got your back. Okay. Hang with me for a moment. I'm going to show you. Okay. Obviously, I just said there's going to be a discounted price for today. Okay. I'm also going to show you we throw in everything with TheoTrade. I mean, this is like, you know, when I say you need an indicator, we give them to you. Okay. You need support. How about this? You want to be able to email me after taking the class? Email me. Okay. Email me. We respond to emails and they're trade related questions. We don't hedge around this. Most of us came from the brokerage. I've had every license out there. I've had a series 3, which is, by the way, that's futures. I've had a series 4, which is an options principal, a series 7, which is like a broker dealer, series 24, which is a principal broker dealer, a series 66, which is actually a, what's this, 63 and a 65 combined? Huh? You want fries with that? None of that crap matters. But what it does do is allows me to know how to answer your questions via email without violating any lovely SEC or FINRA regulations. More than happy to answer your questions in email. We answer hundreds a day. Listen, this class is important. Let me show you some of the actual bullet points for this class. This is what we're going to cover. You're going to learn to not just trade, but generate consistent returns. Here's the curriculum. Logic behind selling premiums. You understand why these trades work right now. How to build an options inventory. Okay. So you can spread your risk across multiple products. Okay. Professional's guide to capital allocation. Allocation, I'm telling you, is a huge portion of this. Huge portion of this. You're actually going to learn a little bit about the Greeks. So you know how to aggregate risk, how to pile risk together. The Greeks. Yeah, it's exciting. Delta, Gamma, Theta, Vega, right? You can walk around with a toga, right? The key to all long-term traders is risk management. You know, those that, you know, they say there's old traders and there's bold traders, but there's no old, bold traders. They actually use that phrase all the time in all kinds of businesses, but you're actually going to learn that risk management is absolutely critical in here. And I'm telling you, the skills in here, it's not just about selling premium. The skills in here about risk management, it's going to last you for a lifetime. The risk management skills in here can be used in a multitude of different businesses as well, because I've had clients email me thanking me for the way that we look at risk in here, how to minimize risk and maximize returns like never before. And we're going to give you really detailed insights. Again, this particular class, it's the most, I would say, no holds barred class that I've ever done here at TheoTrade. Now, as I kind of alluded to, this is what you're coming here for right now, is to learn to sell premium, because I'm telling you, this is what you want to do right now. It's good. It's on. Selling premium is happening right now. You want a bonus. And this is where I say, like, at TheoTrade, like, listen, I built the education division of Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade, and I've seen all the other education systems that are out there, right? And I can't stress this enough. I've seen everything that's out there, and everybody, you know, they'll sell you a class for $500, and you have to pay $500 for an indicator and $500 for another class. We're done with that, okay? We are not here to nickel and dime people. By the way, we don't even do like memberships anymore in terms of like, we don't do reoccurring like monthly. We don't do any of that. And I want to make it clear. What we do here at TheoTrade is we give you everything that you're going to need to trade, everything you're going to need to invest at one place and at one price. Okay. The first bonus, we'll give you access to our full library of classes. There are currently 98 classes. I know, you know what? First of all, is that overwhelming? Yeah, I get it. Like, but I think that for a few $100, you'd rather be overwhelmed than underwhelmed. But we do this for the express reason that what I don't like that goes on in this in the education business is somebody goes, well, you took the selling premium class, but to really learn how to do it, you got to do this class. Forget that crap. Okay. The selling premium class, this is in right now. The in-out spreads class, the in-out spread class, probably the most prolific class we ever did here. The in-out spreads class, okay, tens of thousands of people have watched this class, right? We could sell that class for $500. We could sell this class, Guide to Surviving and Thriving in Extreme Volatility, Volatility Back Spreads, Guide to Growing a Small Account, How to Collect Income Being Short. Every one of these classes and then some are included. It's like $9,000 in classes alone. It's much more than that. I mean, if you went out and bought classes, we have literally done 98 classes. I'm going to tell you right now, that's not just me. I don't want you to think that I'm doing 98 classes. Crazy, I'm hyper, but I'm not that crazy and hyper. Here are the TheoTrade instructors. And this is where I say, listen, you can go and you can get educated in this business and you can pay 20,000 bucks. Nothing is even going to come close, okay, to what we are doing here at TheoTrade. We have 98 classes, each of them with their own unique criteria in every genre of trade. We went out and hired 7 of the industry's absolute best. None of these people have done anything in their life but trade. They haven't sold anything. Jeff Bierman, okay, first of all, Jeff Bierman is also a professor of finance, okay, at DePaul on the side. So he actually kind of moonlights between Loyola, DePaul, and here at TheoTrade. This particular semester, he's teaching a lot here at TheoTrade, but he also teaches at DePaul this particular semester, and he's doing a graduate level class. So Professor Jeff over here, Jeff also worked with me at TD Ameritrade. If you've ever used the Thinkorswim charts, little debt of gratitude to Jeff Bierman because he built over half the studies in the Thinkorswim charts. He's also a CMT. Next in the list, market neutral and premium selling option strategist, Matt Williamson. Next, Corey Rosenblum. By the way, let me mention something about Matt. If you're more of like an engineer, you're into spreadsheets, okay, you want to geek out on somebody, that's the guy. Shoot him an email. Seriously, shoot him an email. Okay, engineers, they love this guy. He is a spreadsheet maven. Corey Rosenblum. Corey, completely different genre of trade. He's a swing trader. You know, the one thing I set out to do here at TheoTrade, I want to find people like myself. I know a lot about volatility. I know a lot about premium selling. Okay, I'm the options geek here. I don't know that much about swing trading. So I brought in Corey Rosenblum. I'm definitely not a chart guy. So I brought in Jeff Bierman, Brandon Chapman. Brandon's our macro guy. Brandon's awesome in a huge number of things, but Brandon Chapman, he's our macroeconomics guy. Okay. He's also, if like you guys, people are like, what about Bitcoin? Yeah, Jeff, Brandon is heavily involved in a multitude of markets, including even cryptocurrency. Brandon Chapman also worked with us at Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade. In fact, I was just talking to Brandon a little earlier today. Brandon actually wrote the education manuals at TD Ameritrade. Some people will remember this. There was a course years back at TD Ameritrade. There was a course. It was 18 months long, and they charged $24,000 for that course. Okay, Brandon Chapman actually wrote the course manual. He'll be the first to tell you what we do here at TheoTrade for a few $100 smokes. What he used to do, and he used to charge $24,000. I bet you somebody in here took that and paid $24,000 for 18 months of education. It's crazy. Next in the docket, Slim Miller, 43-year veteran. Listen, Slim also does, for us, a psychology course. It's phenomenal. I mean, if you you spent a few $100 just to listen to Slim's psychology course, okay, I'll actually show you exactly where it is because I feel that strongly about it. That thing it changed the way that I view markets because everybody has that ego. And some people, they need it. I'm telling you, that course is included here. Tony Rago. Tony Rago is just NASDAQ futures all day, every day. He just calls out trades throughout the course of every single trading session. Blake Young. Blake Young is our newest acquisition here. Blake actually also worked with us at Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade. His specialty is market profile, futures, currency trading. Again, everybody has their own genre of trade. This is what it's kind of a motley crew, isn't it? Corey, Tony, all right, Brandon, Jeff, myself, look, the gym, I'm in the back. This is just recently we took a shot here when we were all kind of together on a Zoom meeting. Okay, Slim Miller, it's everybody. That's the first bonus. It's 98 classes. The second bonus, we give you an all access pass, 3 months access to everything that we do here at TheoTrade. That's unlimited access to TheoStream. And people are like, what's a TheoStream? I'm going to show you here in a minute. It's a live trading chat room. We broadcast minimum of 6 hours a day. Real-time trades, real-time trade insights. We're constantly, I mean, it's like this. It's like this throughout the course of the entire trading session. I do an hour. Jeff Bierman does an hour. Blake does an hour. Everybody has their hour throughout the course of the day. We just trade off. Okay, sometimes we come on together. We also do text and push notifications. It's included, meaning when we trade, we'll shoot you out a text. We did that a couple times today. There are 5 unique portfolios. There are daily coaching sessions. Okay, the coaching sessions, what is it? It's continued education. Who do you think does the continued education? Professor Jeff Bierman. Okay, the guy that actually, works at DePaul. By the way, DePaul's $42,000, $42,000 right now, for the year to go listen to Jeff Bierman there, or you get him here at TheoTrade. I think it's a pretty good deal. And for the 3 months, not only get access to all this in the live trading room, you get to email us and you get to actually ask real questions. And I put a lot of weight into that because I feel like if I answered one question to you in the next 3 months, just saved your bacon one time in the next 3 months, do you think it's worthwhile? And it's absolutely, unequivocally. It's another like $1,000 support insight. And again, I put a huge amount of weight into the email. We also give you access to all of our proprietary indicators and scans. And when I say proprietary indicators, stuff that I use, holy, markets are moving now. Okay, that P&L was only up, what, 10 grand earlier? Now, you're seeing I just talked about this earlier. What should be my standard deviation in a day? About $25,000. This is what we're hitting, okay? Now I'm actually gonna start mitigating my risk as the day goes on. We're hitting about $24,000 of P&L. So I'm actually hitting, like kind of this is important at this point. It's statistically significant trading day that we're actually moving into right now, and it's getting serious. So, the buyer beware in this one of the marketplace, because they're selling them now. All of the indicators that we use. By the way, I brought this up for a reason and didn't even show you. Okay, I use something called like Quantix. All of the indicators I use, like Quantix, okay, we give you this. The SPX expected move, by the way, I'm going to give every one of you the SPX expected move indicator. Okay, everybody gets this. In fact, it's important because we just breached through the SPX expected move. It's absolutely critical right now, like the marketplace. It's important stuff, okay? We give you all of that, and I'll give you the link to the SPX expected move indicator here momentarily. All of that's included. The third bonus, this is brand new to TheoTrade. We just started a Theo Theta portfolio. And this is something I was actually kind of alluding to a little bit today, the Theo Theta portfolio. Take a quick glance, right? Here's the Theo Theta portfolio. This is the portfolio that it's just no holds barred. It's the first time that we've given you everything I'm doing. I'm just going to build a portfolio, okay? For better, for worse, you're going to see everything I do. And when I say it's no hold barred, okay, that is, there's nothing I'm holding back. If I'm going to sell something naked, I'm going to do it naked. Okay, I'll show you other ways to do it. The Theo Theta portfolio, though, is completely everything that I'm doing in my portfolio you get to see. It's a new positive theta premium portfolio. It's full disclosure. Opening trades, closing trades, hedging techniques. You get to see me do everything like we've never done before. I mean, we've been doing this for like years, and we've had TheoTrade, but I've always kind of put on a trade, tick off a trade, put on a trade, tick off a trade. Now, okay, you get to see everything in real time as well. Like, again, all of this portfolio, and there's trades in here that need to be closed right now. But everything that you're seeing inside of the portfolio is being done. It's being done in real time. It's the full Theo Theta portfolio. I'm also doing weekly updates on this. So not only do I talk about it on a day-to-day basis while I'm live, but I'm also doing a weekly video. Not everybody can tune in during the trading day. Like, I get it. Please, I get it. Not everybody can sit there like all day and go, what's he doing? What's he doing? What's he doing? Okay. So you don't have to do that. We just do a weekly update. It's really hands off to be able to follow this stuff. Listen, what our members are saying. This actually comes from Ken. I'm never sure, okay, of trades that are new to me. And I structure myself. This is great news to hear. Not to brag, but this is due to you, you and your magnificent team. I'm up 1.67 million in profit. Yes, I'm going to pull a big chunk out of this. Yada yada yada. I'll let you know how the trade goes. Thank you again, okay, from Ken. But by the way, I'd let everybody know Ken actually does trade with a substantial size account, but being up $1.67 million in profit is huge, right? Listen, at TheoTrade, we include everything that you're going to need to invest, everything that you're going to need to trade. And we do it at one place and at one price. We have classes, we have coaching, we have email access to the instructors. We do a live trading chat room. Okay. We have futures traders, we have stock traders, we have option traders, we have market technicians, we have swing traders. It's all here. Indicators and scans. We do everything mobile access. So you can get all this information even the day after. Okay. You can look back 5 years at everything we've done. It's everything you're going to need to succeed. We've literally built like the Netflix for traders, every genre of trade you can imagine. Total Theo, it's $297 for 3 months. That's it. And I want to clarify something really quickly because this question is going to come up and it's going to come up 100 times over. Okay. Today, you pay $297 for 3 months. It is not a membership. And I've already alluded to that a moment ago. It's not a membership. We don't do that anymore. It is a one-time payment. Again, a one-time payment of $297 for 3 months. And then everybody says, well, what do you do after the first 3 months? Like after 3 months, if you want to do this again, it's $297. It's not an introductory price. We don't play games. We don't do any of that garbage. Listen, it has everything. The selling options premium for a living class, okay? It's archived, it's ready to go. You can start streaming it. We'll give you access to the other 98 classes we have in the archive. We also have new monthly classes. And I'm just going to tell you right now, there's more classes coming out on this particular front, okay? On this front, I'm telling you, selling premium is back, baby. It is back, okay? Live trading chat room. We broadcast, actually, we're broadcasting now 6.5 hours a day. Indicators, 59 proprietary indicators and scans, text and push notifications, 5 separate portfolios, daily coaching sessions, and email access to all the instructors. If you go now to TheoTrade.com, again, it's TheoTrade.com/theta. Okay, by the way, theta is the daily whittling down of an options value. It's T as in Tom, H as in Henry, E as in Echo, T as in Tom, A as in Apple. TheoTrade.com/theta. You can enroll now for it. Again, I'll reiterate, it's not a membership. One other aspect to this, TheoTrade, completely riskless trade. Everything that you're going to need to trade here from just novice to expert. And I want to bring something up really quick before I go any further. When I say from novice to expert, so by the way, this is TheoTrade, okay? This is a start here menu. Because a lot of people, like I saw somebody comment in there, they go, it might take me a little bit of time to learn this. This is a start here menu. If you've never traded before in your life, options 101 has nothing to do with just, if you haven't traded stocks, options, nothing. This is where you want to start. Options 101, options 201, options 301. Even the most experienced people, order execution part 1, 2, and 3. Okay. I'm telling you, we'll make it a completely riskless trade. We have just under 6,000 clients here at TheoTrade, just under 6,000, clients. We want everyone that's here to want to be here, to want to be happy here. It's a money back guarantee. Trade with us. Trade with us over the next 3 months. If you're not completely satisfied, just email us, support@theotrade.com. Okay. Provide us the details of your trades. You do have to give us an account statement. You got to do 10 trades in the next 3 months following our criteria. And I want to reiterate this, okay? Because a lot of people there's no real fine print. This is it. You get your money back if you are not happy. Listen, people, it's $297, okay? I'm not going to split hairs over $297. Seriously. I'd rather people I don't want to argue on email. I never want to do that. Just email us. And if you're not happy, just send us an account statement. You got to do 10 trades in 3 months. And the only reason we do that is to keep, how do I say this nicely? To keep the pikers out, okay? We force you to do 10 trades. We do that because we don't want people coming here, getting everything for free for 3 months, intentionally trying to game the system and then just leaving and never trading. Okay. You got to do 10 trades in the next 3 months. You got to follow our criteria. You have to have an account value of $2,000. Okay. That's it. Right. And yes, you have to have real trades. They can't be, this ain't paper trading, people, but we will give you your $297 back. We want to make sure that everybody's happy. Okay. That comes here. And again, you don't have to call us. You don't have to do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight. Just shoot us an email. Okay. After 3 months, you did 10 trades, you followed our criteria, it wasn't for you. Like, I get it. It's not for everybody, but we have 6,000 people here. And I'm adamant about this. Like, we didn't put this thing together to nickel and dime people. It's $297 for 3 months. That's it. Okay. There's no, you don't got to buy indicators, and you don't have to, where are you going to, I was going to say, you don't have to come fly to see us in Scottsdale or St. Croix. Please come visit me in St. Croix. It's beautiful down here. But it's completely riskless trade. Listen, get in a TheoTrade now. We're going to work with you directly. There are 30 riskless trade spots in today's deal. There are 30 riskless trade spots in today's deal. The reason we only do 30 spots, you got to send us your trades, and then we have to reconcile those trades. Like, looking at 10 trades, even from 30 different people, takes a long time, but it's a matter of trade size. We trade live. We also give you unlimited email mentoring. Okay. You can abuse that a little bit. It's all right. Email us. I'm telling you, email us. Okay. We have 8 full-time instructors. Okay. Plus support of other traders. And you guys will be shocked when you email us. I do answer the email. Like, I myself will answer an email for you. Send us your trades. Listen, the $297 offer and this riskless offer, it's never been available before with selling options for a living class in combination with a TheoTheta portfolio. So again, it's completely riskless. I want everybody to know that. TheoTrade access you get today for $297. Okay. Selling options for a living class, the first bonus, 6 hours per day in the chat room. Everything's archived, text and push notification, trading indicators. Okay. Bonus number 2 is all 98 classes. We have day trading and swing trading, okay, and technical trading. In fact, here, okay, before I take you over to the site, let's take you over to TheoTrade. This is TheoTrade, right? On TheoTrade, look, this is okay. This is actually the chat room. This is live right now too. I'll come back to that in a moment. If you want to see what the classes look like, right? Here is the class archive, option strategy classes, option newbie classes, technical analysis, okay, all of it. By the way, I want to show this as well because somebody's asking it right now. So let me come in here, right? The address, and again, I want to reiterate this when I say the address to hop in here, okay, and then I'm going to answer some more questions in a moment. You go to theotrade.com/theta. Again, theotrade.com/theta. And the reason I'm actually bringing this up is somebody already asked the question, okay, when I enroll for this, is it like a membership? And it's not. So I'm actually going to click on here and I'm actually going to take you through this because I know some people are enrolling for it as we speak. Name, okay, last name, email, information. One aspect in here, please put your phone number in here. The reason I say put your phone number, this is how we actually enroll you for text messaging. So otherwise, we're going to have to add that again later by hand. Put your phone number in there if you want text messaging. Some people say, I'm out of the country, I'm in Canada, I'm in Singapore, I'm in Australia, it's fine. We actually built an application. So TheoTrade has their own mobile application, and that mobile application is push notification. So if you can't necessarily receive US text messages, then we actually have the mobile application for you. The reason I'm bringing this up, okay, you sign up now, it is a single payment of $297. It's not a membership. We do not auto renew. We do not auto bill, or you can even do, 2 payments of $149. That's fine. Okay, whatever. Like, we don't split hairs. We don't care. If you want to pay $297, you want to pay, $149 in here, that's fine. I just wanted to bring it up because somebody already, reiterated it in the chat room. So go to theotrade.com/theta. Okay. And again, the third bonus is the TheoTheta portfolio. So we're saying what members are saying. I'll spend a minute and talk about this, and then I'll come back and answer some questions. But your organization continues to blow me away with its insights, expertise, resources, personalities, and structure. I've learned so much, okay? And I've been able to apply the knowledge to improve my trading exponentially. Thank you, and thanks to all your staff for everything. I'm grateful I found TheoTrade, and grateful I had the sense to choose your organization as my mentor over all the other players in the marketplace. Okay. And now you've added Blake Young, whose style I enjoy immensely and starting to adopt. Don't know what else to say, but that TheoTrade is awesome. So very satisfied customer, Steve in Southern California. So I appreciate that kind of stuff. Again, go to theotrade.com/theta. By the way, follow me right to this site for the link. This is what I was talking about a little bit earlier. Okay. For those of you enrolling right now, you just click add to cart. Again, click add to cart and fill out the information, enroll. Okay. On the bottom of this is the SPX expected move indicator for Thinkorswim. Again, it's the SPX. If you're enrolling right now, don't worry about this. It's on the site. And we will constantly update you anytime we change stuff. Okay. By the way, we are here to answer questions. We're actually live in the Zoom chat room. We're live right here. Okay. That's one of my babies in there. But we're live in there. There are 30 riskless spots left. And I will actually read off as people enroll for this. I will actually read off the names of those that are enrolled at the riskless deal. So a few things, again, I want to address a couple of questions that have come up in here. I'm actually going to address some generalized questions and then get really, really specific with you. But here are a couple things. As I said, this is TheoTrade. Okay. As you go into TheoTrade, let me just hit refresh here. Okay. Right now, it should be Tony Rago live. Tony Rago does nothing but trades NASDAQ futures. You want to see how this works? This is live right now. Again, so he's actually trading live, okay? And when he starts, going at it, he'll bring up, constant setups and so forth. A little crazy out there right now. So I don't want to keep the audio running in the background over here. I'll forget. But okay, he's actually putting in setups constantly throughout the course of the day. So
sitting here watching it is because we have a runner from down here.
Smoke.
So if we can maintain higher lows, if we can hop over the top of this and this, it will send it. Right now, it's just a bear flag with a weak AD, and the AD is turning back.
By the way, what he just said, he has a runner on right now of almost 100 points. That's freaking huge. Okay, he's absolutely crushing it like live right now. So that's Tony Rago. Anyway, as you look down here, all the instructors are actually in here, and we're constantly talking back and forth trade setups. You have access to 6,000 other clients that are in here throughout the course of the day. Everything in here, people, is archived. Every word spoken is archived in here. Obviously, this is the Theo Theta portfolio. This is the Start Here menu, the option classes. You know what? I wanted to take you guys into this for a second, the option classes, technical classes, day trading classes, stock classes, futures classes. Here, I'm the option geek, so this is kind of like my baby in here. There's classes from back spreads to volatility crash course to guide to surviving and thriving extreme volatility, tracking unusual options activity, gamma irons, black book spreads. People, these are the classes. Earnings, guide to maximum edge trading earnings. All of these classes you have access to. And again, I don't want you to think this is like a one-trick pony. This is a class, right? It's $300. If you came in here and watched, and I'm dead serious about this, you come in here and just watch. This is Slim Miller's class. I kind of get a kick out of promoting somebody else's class because I think that much of him. If you will listen to just 5 essential building blocks to successful trading, okay, I'm telling you, it'll change your whole way of thinking. It's phenomenal. These classes are incredible. What he put together is bar none one of the best classes I've ever seen. And the guy's got 40 something years of experience in the marketplace. Used to be one of the biggest traders ever on the floor of the Chicago Board Options Exchange as an individual and independent market maker. He really is. He's phenomenal in here. Anyway, theotrade.com/theta. Here, you know what? I'll read this one and then I'll jump into some questions. Todd Summerall says, don't know if you remember me, but I emailed you a few weeks ago and told you my delta was positive a couple thou or more. That basically means he was super, super bullish. It says, you told me to smash it or I was going to be in trouble. I smashed it. You saved my account. I just want to thank you. Okay, for your information. Before Theo, I had no clue about Portfolio Delta. Big hearty thanks to you and all of your team. My finances would have been a goner without your advice. Use this if you want. Well, I do. I actually appreciate that one because I still remember when this one came in and Todd was just in this huge position. I go, close the position, you're a dead man. And he did. And it saved his entire account. And those are the kind of emails I'm going to tell you right now. The reason I'm bringing this up, I do not shy away from that. Okay. I'm not going to give you a definitive opinion whether we're, going up or going down, but I'll tell you if your risk is too big and you're going to wipe out your account. Listen, a couple of questions, and then I'm going to get into some specific questions as you guys are rolling. As you guys are enrolling right now, again, I'm kind of reading some of the questions that are coming up, and I'm reading on like multiple devices here right now. But as these questions are actually coming up and as people are enrolling, I'm going to read the questions from your chat room. I'm also going to read these generalized questions. People always ask this, and here, let me hit these right on. That's the end of the Red Bull. Listen, people always ask me, what do you need to get started? You need an internet connection. You don't even need like a laptop anymore. You can do this with a tablet. Okay. I think we really do. We put together everything you're going to need from like novice to expert here. And I don't want to, like toot our own horn, but we've spent time like listening to clients. It's been since, we launched this in 2016, and all the client like feedback is, what do you need to be involved in this business? And we'll give it to you. Like, we have everything from the most extreme classes to the most absolute novice. And that's why I saw a comment in the chat room. Somebody said, I don't know, might be a little over my head initially. And no, it's not. Okay. Because I'm going to tell you right now, we don't just sell you a course and just go get out of here. We give you an entire system. Like, it's our way of life. It's everything from every one of these instructors. Okay. And everything they've ever done compiled into one place. And that's really what TheoTrade is built to do. Number 2 over here, this is not a membership. We don't do memberships anymore. Okay. We don't auto renew. This is not like a gym membership. And I'm not kidding. Like gym memberships, you have to like give a finger, cut off a finger to be able to get out of the membership. We don't do that. It's $297. If you want to do it again after 3 months, it's $297. And we have the money back guarantee on here. So it's $297. If you're not happy, please tell us. And if you're not happy, tell us what we're doing. Like, we want to make sure that everybody's happy. Obviously it's impossible to keep 6,000 people happy all of the time. Okay. But I try, like we really do. Listen, we're now doing weekly video updates. Number 3 over here. This is important to me because I do these, right? We do weekly video updates so you can follow all the moves we make. Everything we do, like, Theo Theta portfolio, I'm talking about it. And it's just in a 10-minute segment, just 10 minutes. So you know where you stand. So somebody goes, I went on vacation for a week. I know vacation. Remember that from 2019 when people used to go on vacations? Well, maybe you're not paying attention for a week, but if you're not, this will update you in 10 minutes. Okay. TheoTrade, we archive everything. We understand that you can't watch everything. We archive it all, and you can even play it back, right? We'll give you access to TheoTrade mobile. You can download the archives. You can watch them. If you do, okay, fly around the country or you're not online, we give you access to that, all right? Add your cell phone number when you're enrolling. So some people are enrolling right now. Again, it's theotrade.com/theta. When you're enrolling for this, in fact, you can even click in the chat room there. You can see the link is in there. As you're enrolling for it, please put your phone number down because it enrolls you for the text messages. Number 7, you can email us anytime. You'll receive a response within 24 hours. The only thing I will tell you about emailing us, do not email me on a Friday afternoon with 5 minutes to go to the close and be like, what do I do now? Because I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to say this in the nicest way, I trade. Okay. See, done trade. Okay. Done like trade today. Done up $30,000 on a day, which I'm watching this out of the corner of my eye because I got to clip my own risk, right? There's a point into which I actually say enough is enough. When I say enough is enough, I'll actually clip my risk. I can't make more, but I can't lose anything. And I'll actually lock it in. We look like we're going to accelerate though right now into the close. So party's on, people. Party is on right now. All right. Number 8, you gain access to everything we've done in the previous 4 years. Every coaching session, every class. When I say 4 years, like it's actually 5 years now because we started in 2016. So we just had our 5-year anniversary. Happy birthday, Theo. Okay. By the way, TheoTrade means theoretical trade logic. If you're curious about that. Nobody's name here is Theo. Okay. Number 9, all all these trades can be done inside of an IRA, a retirement account, as little as $2,000. And we show you how to do that. Like some of this premium selling stuff, you're like, oh, I need all this money. You don't. Okay. I just can't allude to everything in one, one presentation. We at TheoTrade can also help you get approved for options at several major broker dealers. Listen, if you need a broker dealer to be able to do this stuff, we'll give you a broker dealer to be able to do this stuff. Plain and simple, we have great relationships with the brokerage industry. I spent 15 years in the brokerage industry. Remember, there are 30 riskless spots available. In fact, I'm going to read off the first batch of names. Listen, get results, enroll today. You guys are going to love what we do here. You're absolutely going to love it. It's theotrade.com/theta. I'm going to answer some general questions right now. I'll leave this page up here. Okay. Some of the general questions. Oh, first, I'm actually going to read off some names. So Al Cohen from California, Fred Brown from Virginia, Michael G from Illinois, James K from Nevada, David Griffith from Delaware, Daniel Green from Canada, Jose Ortiz from Mexico, William Burt from Arizona. I don't want to butcher this. Emil Fra B from Georgia, Randall Clare from Washington, Linda S from Washington. Those are the first batch. It takes me about 5 minutes before I actually see your name appear on the screen over here. 5 minutes for our system to actually to bring it in over here. But those are the first batch. Is about I think 11 or 12 of you in there that enrolled for the riskless trade. I can see a bunch more enrolling right now. But again, there are 30 riskless spots left. Let me get to some of the generalized questions in here and get those answered as well. So apologize, I'm bringing some stuff up over here so I can actually read it a little bit easier and look at the camera here as well. So, oh, I like this. Dale said, how do these trades and strategies compare to selling credit spreads? So Dale, you can do credit spreads with what I'm talking about. You may not make as much money, but you're going to have much less risk. Selling premium absolutely can incorporate the use of credit spreads. But I'm going to tell you right now, there are new products, okay, that you won't necessarily have to use credit spreads because people are always worried about margin. And we'll actually teach you to circumnavigate some of the margin restrictions that have inhibited people in the past. I'll leave it at that right now. I don't want to go down the path of margin, but all right. Okay. By the way, Andre said, fantastic presentation. Thank you, Andre. Here, let me just show this on this overall Theo Theta portfolio. Yes, $100 a day in Theta, dynamically hedged situation. What's the overall percentage return on that $100,000 or $200,000 margin account? Okay, so one of the hardest things to answer here, and I'm gonna face this just head on the best I possibly can. Returns. What you are going to make is largely inclusive of what type of a margin account are you using? IRA, a regular margin account, or portfolio margin account? Okay. Number two, are you willing to actually stretch out into other products? So a premium selling portfolio is also going to differ vastly from somebody that has a $10,000 account. Let me just tell you, a $10,000 account is easy to double in a year. Like, you make 100% return on a $10,000 account, but allocation, it ain't linear. So as soon as you move up to like a $250,000 account, don't tell me you're going to double your account in a year with a $250,000 account, because if you're going to do so, you're going to take tremendous risk. So there's actually kind of a sliding scale. Is as you increase the account size, it's actually going to reduce some of the returns. Like, again, I don't want anybody to think this is not, the instant coffee, instant tea. Like, this is what we do. And you want to see here, okay, in reality, okay, I do have on $110,000 of margin, but it is up $30,000 today. Okay. Is that typical? No, it's not typical. All I have to have, though, is a couple of days like this throughout the course of the year, and it makes a pretty damn good living. I mean, it's real profit. It's, real P&L in here. And I mean, we're rocking right now, though, inside of the marketplace. So again, I don't want to shy away from that question, but I mean, realistically, okay, if you start to move into like an IRA is going to inhibit you a little bit more in terms of selling premium. But now we actually have new products that will open the world up to you. So again, returns, you're going to beat the pants off the S&P. Let's put it that way. All right, onward and upward here. Oh yeah, you know what? Somebody said, does it matter whether you're using weeklies or monthly? Sorry about that. I filled on Tastyworks. That was good stuff. So that's one of the sounds on Tastyworks that I filled. I probably like panicked some people in there. Anyway, I'm reading through here some of the questions. All right, so again, weeklies or monthlies, it doesn't make a difference. I actually really like the weeklies. Weekly options are wonderful. Most people don't know this story, but Thinkorswim came up with the idea of weeklies, not me specifically, but Thinkorswim came up with the idea of weeklies, and we sold the idea to the Chicago Board Options Exchange. So, oh, somebody said TOS won't allow the sale of naked calls, only vertical calls. So we have you taken care of there. Don't even worry about it. You're gonna be able to do anything you want. By the way, I'm gonna show you something really crazy. Tastyworks, we have a deal with them, and we will talk about the deal and we'll show you what the deal is. You know, as you're enrolling for this, you can sell naked calls in an IRA at Tastyworks. Naked calls in an IRA. And I'm not saying you should do that, but you can do anything you want with your money at Tastyworks. Tastyworks is from the makers of Thinkorswim. So when Thinkorswim was bought and TD Ameritrade ran all of us aside, the original founders came back and they actually built Tastyworks. And instead of me following them, we actually built TheoTrade. And TheoTrade, we push a lot of clients to Thinkorswim, but we push a lot of clients towards Tastyworks as well. It's a good brokerage platform. All right. I like this. Don's a quant trader because it suits his personality. All right. So, you know, do we also do swing trading and technical trading? I am a quant. Okay. I am a mathematical geek. For technical trading, we got Jeff Bierman for you. For swing trading, we have Corey Rosenblum for you. Okay. For intraday trading, we absolutely have Tony Rago for you. Again, I just don't, I like to actually say that my expertise is just that. You know, what do they say? A jack of all trades and a master of none? Not a jack of all trades. I'm an options quantitative trader, right? That's what I am. By the way, a couple more people are in here. Henry Martin from Virginia, Daniel M. from Illinois. I'll keep reading off a few names. By the way, every name that I've read off here, thank you guys so much for enrolling for TheoTrade. You can hop into the chat room right now. I mean, we're live for the next hour. We also have a happy hour that we do tonight. It's 7 p.m. Central Time. If you're in the chat room at 7 p.m. Central Time, Brandon Chapman is actually going to go live talking a little bit about earnings tonight. So I think I got almost all the questions answered in here. Okay. Yeah, I think I got most of them answered in here. And again, I encourage you guys to email us. It's theotrade.com/theta. I'll actually pop this screen back up here. And I just wanted to remind everybody it's selling options for a living. Okay. We have right now, actually, there's a lot more people that have just enrolled. We have about 7 riskless trade spots left inside of here. Again, it's theotrade.com/theta. If you need to get a hold of us right now, I'm leaving. Okay, I'm leaving the chat room open for a couple of minutes, but you can also hit us right now, 800-256-8878. But you know what? The best way, okay, is right here through the live chat system. Just chat in if you guys have any questions in here, or chat into the Zoom. Okay, we're there to be able to answer some of the questions. Again, on behalf of myself, everybody here at TheoTrade, have a wonderful afternoon and a great trading session. Bye-bye, everybody.